Welcome, welcome. This is my first video, let's just be honest. And it's not my first video I've taken. However, this is the first video I'm going to take and actually post. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Like, I just want to bring people here because I just think to myself sometimes, and I feel like I'm not the only one who questions, like, how do I maintain my happiness? What is happiness? What is the secrets? Like, I see people that is decades older than me because, you know, time is a thing in this life. But it seems like they have a lot of secrets up their sleeve. They look young, feel vibrant, all these good things. The energy is lively. And let's just be honest, it's not easy keeping your energy lively like that every day, you know. I feel like the child in me always is alive and well, and I feel like sometimes the child in everyone needs to be exuberant, expressive, communicative with the present self all the time, you know, because outside of that, I just don't know what else makes me personally happy, because I know the child in me only cared about being happy. What other child doesn't care about being happy? What are they most worried about? Being all right, right? So in general, like, what is the secret of the exuberating great energy, you know, of vibrating on such a high level, you know, or a high frequency, so to speak? And I thought about it a lot, and I looked up some things, I experienced some things, and I'm starting to feel like it's alchemy. The secret is alchemy. What is alchemy? Alchemy is the secret of making the best out of the worst and not allowing external events to govern your internal conditions. And that's a lot. That's a lot because we have the environment, we have society, we have our own ego, we have our own past. There's so many things that can disrupt our daily routines, our daily thoughts and behaviors and habits, and it could be good and bad. And to maintain a state of peace, I think that that is what we must do every day, day in and day out, and make a practice of it, because we're so in our head sometimes, and we could be our own worst enemy. But why don't we take this a minute in time to be our own best friends, right? So alchemy is literally the secret of making the best out of the worst and not allowing external events to govern your internal conditions. Light is found everywhere, and it is really the key to getting through darkness. It's almost like you can compare it to the stars of the night, you know? The night, especially if you live in different areas where there's no street lights, down south in America, I'm finding that, yes, it gets really dark down here, you know, really dark, and just dark enough where you can just, you know, be in solitude with yourself and meditate in that and think about that. But let's just put ourselves in a position where there's no street lights, we're out in the wilderness, and we need to find our way. That's a lot like how life could be sometimes, like, right? It's like, I don't know what's going on, I didn't sign up for this, at least I feel like I didn't sign up for this, and it's a lot going on right now, and I don't know where to go, oh my gosh, you know, all these things. And I just feel like you gotta think of it like stars in the night. When you're in the night, in the dark, in the wilderness, you see the stars just, you know, vibrating at its own frequency, exuberating light, and the little tiny specks in the sky can lead you to where there's more light, to where there's more abundance of that. And even if you're not trying to follow the stars at that time, at least it's an example and a nice reminder in darkness that light still exists, you know? So in general, light is found everywhere, and is found within. So if you're in such a dark place, or even such a dark time, like, there's always some light in there if you're breathing. It's called spirit and soul. And the great thing about it is that we can pull from our spirit, pull from our soul. You know, it's represented in the chakras we have. So if we just hone in on that energy and, you know, harness that energy, I feel that, well, at least in my experience, we can slowly but surely practice alchemy and pull ourselves up out of that darkness, up out of that void, and whatever that may hold you back from being your best self, you know? And self-recognition is a big thing when it comes to trying to find the light within. Self-recognition has to do with identification, right? So even recognition, the word, it means to identify something from having encountered it before. You know, to know again, to acknowledge, to validate, to make validity of. And regardless of such, all that is to a point of seeing that something is here. And when you see that something is here, you're no longer pushing things under the rug. When you see something is here, you look more deeper into it. Use your human gifts and analyze more into it. You can do it from a practical point of view, you know, and dive deep within. If it has to do with emotions, you can even look at that at a practical point of view. Like, energy in motion is emotions, and we can go with the ocean and kind of smooth out our wrinkles, smooth out those kinks, and let peace be peace. And it's definitely easier said than done, but just hone in on that light by recognizing that there is a light to begin with, if you see what I'm saying. Identify it, make it valid, you know, and introduce to yourself it again to you, because you already was that to begin with. And sometimes we may lose ourselves sometime in this world. It happens to everybody, but don't be afraid to know yourself again, you know. And you can do this through acceptance, and you can do this through boundaries. And you know, I definitely understand not everything works for everybody in the same exact way, and everyone has to find their little journey and whatnot. But as long as you have your own boundaries within your journey, and you accept what is, you accept yourself and the light you have within, and just even different things that you may have learned, the wisdom, the lessons that you had to learn to have access to such wisdom. It is, and then to create boundaries so certain experiences you won't experience again. It's a lot, but I believe in you. So recognize yourself, recognize the light within, accept yourself, accept and love yourself, you know, and create boundaries that nobody can cross, you know. And sometimes, for the most part, not even you can cross, but you are human. You are your own best friend. Pat yourself on the back and give yourself credit. We're not always perfect, but make sure you keep your boundaries up with whatever is outside of you in certain situations, feelings, emotions, scenarios, whatever have you. Self-love also comes with boundaries, you know, and it's definitely levels to ascension with that. You take this acceptance, these boundaries, these wisdom, it creates a step that kind of glows and exuberates its own light. You take that step and you step on it. That's called ascension. That's you vibrating even more, you vibrating even higher. We're living this life to vibrate as high as we can, you know, and at the same time, it's all a peaceful vibe. You know, you go past somebody and you be like, oh, I like their vibe, oh, this or that. You're just talking about their vibration. So I wonder, how are you vibrating? Would you compliment yourself? Would you hang out with yourself? I know I would. Hello. You're invited to this party. But anyway, okay. But in all seriousness, to be honest, it is literally levels of vibration, of ascension that we have access to when we practice self-love on these different bases. You know what I'm saying? It's a body, mind, and soul thing. You can't do nothing with your body without affecting or infecting your soul or your mind in some way. You can't do nothing with your mind and not having some impact or influence on your soul and your body. So let's just get it all together, all in one, you know, because we are one, and we can hone in on one and one and one, making three, the Holy Trinity, you know. So in general, JahNoor Alchemy is just the breakdown and the secret of making, you know, the best out of the worst, and allowing external events to influence your internal conditions through spirit light alteration and transformation. You know what I'm saying? Let me say that again. We're taking what is outside of us, instead of it influencing us and controlling our emotions to our oceans, we actually are letting it influence us through the filter of our light, through the filter of our stars and our soul. And it's a real thing, but that's long as you recognize it, you know what I'm saying? But in general, every day, it's important to know that we're not perfect. We're all human. No matter if we feel like we're living such a perfect life, eating well, living well, being such a great person, there's still something about us that is depleting every day. That means maintenance is required, you know, and that's quite all right. Body, mind, and soul is impacted every day. So therefore, we have issues by default. You know what I'm saying? I can say it out loud. I have issues, okay? Soundbite. I have issues. You have issues. And me not even know you. Me not even know you. You know? So at the same time, because we're all human, let's all come together. Let's bring our lights together. We can even tap into our shadow side, because at the same time, all of it is used to ascend, to experience wisdom and love. So, you know, I end this video to invite you to love yourself, love others and the world. And that doesn't mean to take bullshit. That doesn't mean to accept bullshit, but to accept where you are, accept your boundaries, accept your light, your purpose, your aspiration, your inspiration, okay? So, you know, thank you for coming through with the come through. And, you know, share this video if you care. I know next video I'll see you there. Light, love, and laugh, because that's what we do. Tapping my calves. Oh my God. Anyway, my alpha goal. I just came back from work and it's a long day. And I just feel like this is a day where I feel people need to know some things. And we need to talk. Like every week, every day. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a blessed day, a blessed evening, a blessed morning, whatever time you're watching this video, and I'll see you another time.